Russia's eschatological revival. Unraveling the past, reflecting on the present, and embracing a hopeful future.
Russia's history is deeply intertwined with both nationalism and a rich eschatological heritage. From the early 19th century emergence of national pride to the contemporary manifestations of aggressive behavior, Russia's complex identity is shaped by historical experiences and apocalyptic beliefs. In this article, we will explore the historical roots of Russian nationalism and its connection to the eschatological revival, shedding light on how these elements may be influencing the nation's current aggressive nature. Finally, we will consider the significance of these factors in the context of potential end times, while also advocating for a hopeful and compassionate future. To begin, let's define some key words we will encounter in this video. Eschatological, relating to or concerning the end times or final events in history, especially in religious contexts. Nationalism, an ideology or political movement that advocates for the unity, independence, and pride of a nation or national identity. Identity, the unique characteristics, values, and beliefs that define an individual or a collective group, shaping how they perceive themselves and interact with the world. Territorial dominance, the desire for and pursuit of control over specific geographical areas, often motivated by nationalist or imperialistic ambitions. Russian Orthodox Church, the Eastern Orthodox Christian Church of Russia, with deep historical and cultural roots in the country. End times, the final period in history, as believed by some religious traditions, which is marked by significant global events and culminates in ultimate divine judgment. Now, let's dive deep into today's video. The roots of Russian nationalism. The emergence of Russian nationalism can be traced back to the early 19th century, a time when Russia was undergoing significant cultural and political transformations. Writers and intellectuals played a crucial role in shaping the narrative of Russian exceptionalism and fostering a sense of national pride. At the heart of Russian nationalism was the notion of cultural superiority and the idea that Russia possessed a unique identity, distinct from its European neighbors. This perception of exceptionalism was often rooted in historical interpretations and the belief that Russia's history was inherently different and more profound than that of Western nations. Writers like Ivan Kirevsky, Mikhail Pogodin, and Fyodor Tyutchev were among those who celebrated this sense of national identity. Ivan Kirevsky, a prominent figure in the Slavophile movement, argued for the importance of preserving the distinctiveness of Russian culture and society. He emphasized the value of traditional Russian institutions, such as the Orthodox Church, and sought to resist the influence of Western ideas and values. Kirevsky believed that Russia had a unique role to play in world history, and that its destiny was different from that of the West. Mikhail Pogodin, a historian and public figure, contributed to the development of Russian nationalism through his works that explored Russia's historical achievements and the struggles it faced. Pogodin's writings celebrated the victories and sacrifices of the Russian people, emphasizing the country's resilience in the face of external threats. This narrative of heroic sacrifice and the idea of a chosen people reinforced the notion of Russian exceptionalism. Fyodor Tyutchev, a renowned poet, expressed his nationalist sentiments through his literary works, which often conveyed a deep love for Russia and its vast landscapes. In one of his famous poems, Silentium, 1830, Tyutchev explored the vastness of the Russian land and its grandeur, reinforcing the idea that Russia was a unique and powerful nation. His poetic expressions of nationalism resonated with many Russians, further cementing the sense of pride in their country. These writers, among others, contributed to the formation of a national consciousness that celebrated Russia's historical achievements, its cultural heritage, and its unique identity. Their works fueled a collective sense of belonging and patriotism, instilling a strong bond between the Russian people and their homeland. As the Russian Empire expanded its territories during the Romantic era, the quest for territorial dominance also played a significant role in the development of nationalism. The acquisition of new lands and the assimilation of diverse ethnic groups into the Russian Empire further reinforced the idea of a united Russian nation. This territorial expansion became a source of pride for many Russians, who saw their nation as an influential power on the global stage. However, alongside the celebration of Russian exceptionalism and territorial expansion, there also existed tensions within the empire. The assimilation of diverse ethnic groups into the Russian state presented challenges to the idea of a unified national identity. The vastness of the empire and its diversity made it difficult to define a singular Russian identity that could encompass all its subjects. Moreover, the spread of nationalist ideas was not without opposition. Some intellectuals, known as the Westernizers, advocated for closer ties with Europe and the adoption of Western values and institutions. They believed that Russia could progress and modernize by embracing Western ideas. This ideological divide between the Slavophiles and the Westernizers reflected the broader debate about Russia's path of development and its place in the world. Amidst political activism and the renaissance of the Russian Orthodox Church, eschatological ideas gained prominence in the mid-19th century. Eschatology refers to beliefs about the end times, the final period of history marked by significant global events, and the ultimate divine judgment. Orthodox fundamentalists and monarchists became preoccupied with the concept of the end of time and the imminent arrival of the Antichrist. Eschatological beliefs intertwined with Russian nationalism and provided a sense of purpose and urgency. Orthodox prophecies about the end times were disseminated through national patriotic newspapers, connecting these beliefs to perceived threats against Russia and its people. The idea that Russia had a divine mission to fulfill in the world, and that it was destined to face great challenges and trials before the end times, added to the sense of exceptionalism and historical significance. The eschatological revival also played a role in shaping the Russian identity by identifying external enemies and threats. The rhetoric used in these newspapers often portrayed Russia as a bastion of traditional Christian values, standing against the forces of evil and decadence represented by Western powers. This ideological framework reinforced the perception of Russia as a unique and sacred nation, chosen to defend Orthodox Christianity and uphold traditional values. It is important to note that not all Russians embraced eschatological beliefs, and there were diverse opinions within the nation. However, for a segment of the population, the eschatological revival contributed to a mindset that was wary of perceived enemies and inclined towards a defensive and assertive posture. As we delve into the roots of Russian nationalism, it becomes evident that this ideology has evolved over time and has been shaped by historical experiences, territorial expansion, and religious beliefs. The early 19th century writers and intellectuals laid the foundation for a narrative of Russian exceptionalism, which was further reinforced by the empire's territorial conquests and the assimilation of diverse ethnic groups. The interplay between nationalism and eschatology added a spiritual dimension to Russian identity, with the belief in a divine mission and the defense of Orthodox Christianity. This fusion of nationalist and religious sentiments continues to influence the nation's psyche to this day. Understanding the historical roots of Russian nationalism is essential in comprehending the contemporary actions and perceptions of the nation. The narrative of exceptionalism, the historical yearning for territorial dominance, and the interplay with eschatological beliefs contribute to Russia's complex identity and its assertive behavior on the global stage. In the subsequent sections of this article, we will delve further into the link between eschatology, nationalism, and Russia's aggressive nature in the modern era. By examining these connections, we hope to gain deeper insights into the factors shaping Russia's current geopolitical behavior and its role in the global community. Thank you so much for watching Chapter 1. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it. Now here's the exciting part. Chapter 2 is just around the corner. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss it. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. If you liked what you saw in Chapter 1 and are as pumped as I am for Chapter 2, show some love by hitting that like button. Your support means the world to me and helps our video reach more people. And last but not least, don't forget to share this video with your friends, family, and anyone else who might enjoy it. The more, the merrier. Thanks again for being an awesome part of this community. Together, we can make Chapter 2 even more incredible. See you soon, and remember to stay tuned and subscribe.